Let's jump back in. Last we left off, we found out Malleolus cannot win the election. That'll just end the game and your progress. You'll have to jump back in time. So I can continue down that route. But there's actually a couple other things that I wanted to do. Yeah, let's have Galerius take care of everything. Okay, we'll do Ulia.
Oh no. All right.
Save her. Rufius has been threatening Virgil, but if you give him some of his willow bark, it will treat his rheumatism and he'll settle down.
Poor Virgil. All right, let me see. I'll go.
There we go. So that'll take care of all that. Who is that lady? Aurelia?
Wow. Isn't that a big
Oh.
Oh, you're here. I'm so... And, I hope there's a...
Don't waste your breath. I know you're a horrible person. Not interested. Sorry.
Oh, I see. You prefer the company of men. Maybe you should go and make friends with Virgil instead. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern? All right, see ya.
Melodies fetch again with incessant labor.
Wanted to help Livia. Okay, I remember now. I want to help her, so let's go and find the priestess, who is normally over here. Where is she?
Lucretia, no time to explain. I'm supposed to give you the Sylphian resin for Yulia.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Actually, I should get some gold from here. Good. Yeah, every time you save Ulpius from dying, you gotta give up 2,000 gold. But by doing this each time, it cuts your costs in half, so I always like to do that. And I just need that priestess to show up because I want to talk to her.
Wonder how much one of these statues.
Salve, Rufius. I hear your rheumatism has you so riled up you've been harassing Virgil.
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
There's no need for that. I just wanted to give you this willow bark. To help you treat it.
Gotta go find her. I don't know where she normally is. Grab some arrows. I haven't been in the shrine. Who is this? A Greek statue, probably of the goddess to whom this temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek resident knows more about her. Alright. Doesn't seem to be anything else there. A list of things Decius plans to buy once he's escaped. Things to buy once I've escaped. Villa on the Aventine Rome, 2-horse chariot, seat on the Senate, 4-horse chariot. Villa on the Bay of Naples, 10-horse chariot, 12 slave girls, pale and plump.
Shiny.
Why do you look so happy?
We're free.
Malleolus just released us and we never have to set foot in that villa again.
Welcome. What? How?
Galerius arranged it somehow.
Really? That's incredible. Oh, what a relief. I don't know what to say.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up, get your strength back, and we'll celebrate properly when you're ready.
I will. Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Let's see if she gives us anything else.
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Was there something you want?
Nope.
All right.
Okay, nothing new.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana.
Where? Well, why we wait for her? I guess we can go. Let's go talk to Sentius.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Actually, there is one other person I can talk to. It's this lady right here.
Another one fresh out of the baths, I take it.
Sentia.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
What do you think about the golden rule?
You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing god who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Fair question. Maybe it's best if you don't go insulting gods just in case. Let's do fair question.
Did you hear that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
That was reckless. Well, at least we know blasphemy doesn't break the golden rule. I have no idea. I'll go with the second one.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
I suppose we'll find out sooner or later. It's definitely real. I'll go with the second option.
I suppose we will.
Is that it? She's
I'm
not.
Sentia, eldest. What are you?
I'm not from around
Really?
here.
I'd never have. Now, remind me. I trust you.
I thought she was going to give us something new, but she obviously didn't. Talk to Sentius then.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am.
Chris, and we've had this conversation before.
I must have entrusted. Is that about?
I couldn't stop it from being broken.
It's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered, and do better next time. Now, I assume you sought me out again for a reason.
Yeah, let's get him to release Dooley.
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability we simply cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times, sneaking around in places he should not have been.
What exactly did he do?
Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man can go free. Now, was there something else?
That's it, huh? Let's ask him some questions. Nope.
Good. Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
We can talk about who's gonna break the golden rule.
What is it?
I already figured out how to stop at least one person from breaking it. What happens now?
Well, if you stopped one person from breaking it and you're still here, then there must be someone else about to break it still. Allow me to explain. When I discovered the ritual to Proserpina, the instructions came with a warning about paradoxes. The crux of it is this. If you do anything to change the course of history in such a way that your very being here is impossible, you will have created a paradox. To illustrate, when the golden rule is broken, I will open the doorway that will bring you here to prevent it from being broken. If you manage to succeed in saving our lives, then I will have no reason to open the doorway, and you will never have come here. A paradox. You see? The same thing would happen if you, say, inadvertently, allowed me to die. If I can't summon you, then you can't be here, obviously. If either of those things were to happen, I am given to understand you would be flung back to your original time, having changed the course of history for us and yourself. So the fact that you are still here means someone is going to break the golden rule, and there is yet work to do. Understand?
I just realized if I kill Sentius before he's able to go back and create that portal, then that's probably one of the endings to the game.
Excellent. So it looks like you'll have to continue your investigation. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask? Of course. What is it?
I think I know who it is. It's Malleolus.
Why do you say that?
When he wins the election, he's going to convict you of treason and sentence you to death.
What? I'm speechless. How do you know? Of course, this isn't your first loop, is it? Well then, you must stop him from winning the election. I expect you'll need some kind of leverage on him, but I can't be seen to be involved in this, of course, so you'll be on your own. You better not waste any time, and may Swada, goddess of persuasion, go with you.
All right.
Good. Thank you.
He's not much help, is he? He didn't really offer me anything there that I didn't really already know. There's the priestess.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there. A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia.
I've been asking people about how they wound up here trying to find a pattern.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
Some people mention an encounter with a stranger.
Yes, I also had such an encounter. What else?
Oh, that's all I noticed.
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first.
Who have I not asked?
And did you notice anything? Keep live. Come back.
Okay.
How come you're allowed a weapon? Malleolus.
Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
I don't abduct women. They come to me. And they keep coming back. If you know what I mean.
Yes, subtle, but I think I know what you mean. I think you're hiding something. I think you're hiding something.
You don't know Sturkus. Listen.
Let's try the other option.
Whatever.
Nothing. Alright.
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been desperate to see me. Well, what do you want?
Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't protect his daughter, how can we trust him to protect this city?
What aren't you telling me?
If you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the cisterns beneath this villa. Domitius says he saw a body there some weeks back. Of course, just to be clear, I take no responsibility for what happens to you down there.
Okay, well that seems to be the way to go then.
Yourself out.
I think we've seen this one already. Is this Julia? I think we can talk to this lady.
I'm not supposed to be in here.
I know. Where do you keep your valuables? My bad, I'll be going.
I should hope so. This is outrageous.
Still don't have any way of communicating with her yet either. Alright, well, how do we get to the cisterns? Because I'm sort of out of ideas of what I need to do. Underneath this villa.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
No? Visible wall. See if I can do it.
Don't you just love springtime?
See if there's anything new we can get from him.
Again, friend. I went and did as you asked. How is it possible?
You never believed me if I told you. Yeah, I've done all this.
You're a bit Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a Greek king. He was forcing Tantal. Oh, anyway. So I'll tell. Anytime, friend. Now I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, Salve again. Now, what's it? All right.
Nothing new. Okay. All right. Well, I need to get to these cisterns. How do I get to them? Maybe down here? Apple. could get up there too. Well, and we're back here again. I don't know. What am I missing, guys? I could do the election again. I could get this guy to turn his vote. Who are you gonna vote for?
No.
Oh.
No idea what you're... It's fine. I'm going to go. No.
Oh, that's not good. I was able to make him change his vote before, but I can't do it now. Unless I'm the one that he gives him the medicine. I'll do that next time we do a time loop. Kind of curious. Does anything happen if I shoot this?
Salve, friend.
No. Can't get in there. I've hit a little bit of a dead end. I don't know. The only thing I can think to do right now is to break a rule, go back in time, and fix Rufus's problem so that he'll vote for who I want him to vote for. If I could get to the cisterns, I think that would be an option too. I just don't know how to get there. Maybe... What happens if we go down here? Dude, I don't know. Directions to a secret shrine. Enter the caves behind the theater, then turn right at the fork and the... Okay, turn right at the first fork and then the second. An honest friend to Octavia, may the Lord bless and keep you. I'm sorry I could not risk discussing this with you in person, but if I'm right, then you're a believer like me. You may not be able to worship openly here, but know that you're not alone. If you ever feel like you need somewhere to pray, there's a special place waiting for you deep in the caves behind the theater. Turn right at the first fork and again at the second. Well, we will go check that out, because I have nothing else to do right now.
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky?
Keep an eye out for
Keeping an
Scintilla,
eye
would
on
you?
things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Caves behind the theater. Oh, we've already been over here too. The place is called Accursed. This is a note from Olivia, by the way. Here, Tydeus offers his inwards to be torn, stretched out over 9 fields. You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you grasp at eludes you. You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Ixion returns and follows after himself and flees, and the 49 Belides, who dare to plot the destruction of their cousins, their husbands fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost. I don't know what any of that's supposed to mean. Just... Well, I got a key to the Shrine of Apollo.
you, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone, that always, just as the ocean, except but it. The new Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Let's see if we can find the Shrine of Apollo. Let's see. It's not this one, is it? Oops. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, there should be a chest in here. Here it is. Avia's treatment notes. So that's just an alternate way to get these treatments for these people, instead of having to go into that building and kill all the zombies and all that. So again, nothing helpful. I am really stuck.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
I think she lives in here, right? That priestess. Let's see. Let me talk to her one more time.
Ave.
Been asking people how they wound up here. People mention a coin.
What else?
River. Oh, did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived? I did.
Did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
I don't remember.
Because
Oh,
I've
there
seen
you go.
her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the
Thank
baths.
you. There we go. I figured it out. Alright, I'll meet you in the baths.
Don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Alright. Okay, don't follow too closely. This is me not following too closely. I don't know what constitutes too closely in this game. She's going all the way in. Her run is slower than my walk. Okay.
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp. But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N, as in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx. The river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
There are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
Jeez, this place is the Underworld?
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the Underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
Wow. Well, I was definitely off of my theory about Scintilla and Karen being the same person. Wow. Okay, so we're dead?
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the Underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
What can you tell me about Karen?
I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories. Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
Why would she send us down here though? Why are there so few people in the Underworld? Why didn't you all recognize Karen immediately?
To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Why are there so few people in the Underworld?
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
Were you trying to keep this from me?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help. I promise you.
Alright, that's all I
Now
had.
that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the Underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the Underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the Underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have two options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Cool. Alright, can we just escape the way we came in?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
I've noticed you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that?
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Tell me more about confronting Pluto head on. Tell me more about escaping with the help of... let's learn about escaping with the help of Proserpina, our guide.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
Whoa. So she might be willing to work against him to help us.
If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels?
I hear the female statues whispering to me every now and then.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
It's always the same voice, and she's helpful if a little cryptic.
Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
No.
Oh, I see. Well, let me know if you hear anything that might be a thread through this labyrinth.
Let's hear about confronting Pluto head on.
Is everyone so blunt where you're from? Oh. That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
Hercules couldn't manipulate time or turn organic matter into gold.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day. But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base. It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again.
Now we know what the plaques are. Okay, what can you tell me about the obelisk?
A towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago, It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Oh boy. I don't know where all these are. Where would I find the Greek plaque?
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum.
And the Egyptian?
Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, will be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago.
I was about to say, I haven't seen that guy.
Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
And the mystery plaque.
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps the goddess will help guide you to it when the time is right.
Alright.
Alright. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
I'll go talk to Livia
In any
first.
case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin. May Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
Boy, that was something. Okay, I'm gonna pause it here. Next time I will pick it up. I will go talk to Livia. There was a lot of just walking around trying to figure out what to do that in that episode, but oh well. It looks like we got a path for next time. All right. Thanks, everyone.